Hello, people. It's your boy Osman back again with another video. It has been a while. I keep saying this every video, but I am actually officially back now because tomorrow is my last day here working at the BBC, which means I'm heading home to Sheffield and I will have more time to make content for your lovely self. But that aside, first things first, please slap a like on the video and subscribe to thy channel. I'm going to be trying to make as consistent content as possible. As you guys know, I have got a season ticket, so we'll be attending games. And of course, we'll be at the game on a Monday night. Protest. It should be happening. Anyway, let's get into that first and foremost. Before we go into the title, before we go into anything else, let's talk about the Glazers out movement, because I think for me personally, this is probably the point where Manchester United and the Man United fans can potentially get their club back. Of course, there's going to be a massive inquest into what's happening with the Glazers, and obviously it's going to take a long time. I'm not saying this is the moment that we get our club back, because of course it's going to take ages, but this could be the watershed moment, and it's integral that people like myself, people like you who are watching this, we continue to support the cause and obviously spread awareness. Obviously, Glazers Out now is trending on Twitter. Make sure you are sharing those tweets. Make sure you're continuing to push that movement, because it's very important to make sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's important, basically. Listen, I don't know why I'm trying to sound so professional. Listen, I'm just going to be myself here. I need to stop doing that. It's extremely integral that we keep pushing the bloody Glazers Out movement, because social media is a big part of the brand and integral to Manchester United as a football club. We know how these lot care about how they look like on social media, so keep pushing it. Keep bloody saying X, Y, and Z about Manchester United, because we need these pricks out of Manchester United right now. Allow this nicety. Allow this old nonsense. I'm going to be my bloody self. I don't know why I'm trying to be nice. You guys know me. You guys are watching for me, not for me trying to be, PR, professional, all that good stuff. But listen, keep pushing the Glazers out. Keep hashtagging. Let's flip it and go. Let's get into the transfer news. And before someone says anything, do not focus on the transfer news. Let's keep focusing. Listen, I focus on transfer news separately. That doesn't mean I can't do the Glazers Out thing as well. They go hand in hand, okay? Glazers Out, I don't give a shit who they sign. Let me just put that in straight away. I do not care who we sign. It's always going to be Glazers Out. I'm sick to death of these owners taking the absolute piss. They're not put a penny into the club. And rival fans are saying, oh, they're spending shit. That's the club's money. That's our money that we've earned through our own marketing, our own brand, etc. That's got nothing to do with these parasites at the club. That's got nothing to do with them. So please shut up if you don't know what you're talking about. But coming back to the cause, at the end of the day, it's a bigger cause than obviously just a couple of transfers. It's not going to change anything. We've got a ceiling that leaks. We haven't got new stadiums. We haven't got new facilities. We are so far behind in terms of structure, and it's evident in this transfer window more than ever that the Glazers are inept. The fact that they signed Casemiro in 2 days, which I will go into very shortly, because there's pressure on them, just says everything you need to know about these guys. These guys are trying to distract the fans with this signing, and it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen, and do not allow it to happen. The fans, we need to stay focused. It can like Casemiro, Anthony, Frankie de Jong, and whoever else. I couldn't give two shits. We need to get them out. It's as simple as that. We are not going to move forward, regardless of who we sign this window, until these pricks are gone. It's as simple as that. So, let's just get that out there, because people are going to say, why are you talking about transfers? Let's just get that out there. I couldn't give a shit about who they sign, because they need to go. It's as simple as that. Anyways, let's get some of your comments in. Slap a like as always, man. Support the boy. As I said, I am finished with my BBC stint. I know your boy. I know I've been busy, but alhamdulillah, I'm doing work for the future, inshallah. Hopefully you guys are proud of me. I've been working for the BBC for the last 3 months, so obviously doing you guys proud and all that good stuff. But like I said, I am back consistently as of Tuesday, I believe. There should be regular uploads, maybe even Monday, actually. I don't even know. I haven't done a preview for the game, so maybe on Monday I might do a preview for the game this time. So make sure you subscribe, drop a notification bell, whatever bullshit. Right, anyways, Conrad in the chat, big up Osman. It's been a while since I watched your stream. Thank you, I appreciate you. Hope we get Gakpo and Anthony. Okay, right. Should we start with Casemiro or should we start with the speculation? Right, should we start with the speculation? Shout out Nippon. What Nippon? Bro, you are always showing me love. I appreciate you. You know that, right? I love you so much. Thank you so much. You're always in every stream showing me love. My brother, man. Hopefully you are well. hopefully Sam Maguire from us, which I will be talking about very shortly. But let's start with this one first, because this is the talk of the town at the moment. Casemiro, I'm just going to put that on the burner because I want to talk about it in a bit more detail. Let's talk about this one first and foremost. Let's just get glazed out forever. We're smashing Liverpool, by the way. Fuck them. Go on, Jerry. Let's go. That's the energy I fucking need, Jerry. I love it, son. I love it. But as Keegan was saying, I love it when we beat them. I absolutely love seeing it. You'd rattle Arsenal fans on Twitter. Listen, bro, rattling them every single day. I will get onto that very, very shortly. But let's just quickly go through this because I don't think there's much to talk about. Regarding Anthony, first things first, I do think the speculation regarding Anthony is factual. For me personally, I've said we won't get him. The reason being is because the people that I have spoken to are very credible. Within, Ajax media, whatever, etc. They've all said that it's not going to happen. However, it does seem that he's pushing a move, which does change the dynamic of the situation. Because, of course, Ajax don't have to sell. Man United already put an 80 million bid for him. I think it's euros. For me personally, extremely overpriced. I think 40 million to 50 million is his price range at a push. 50 million. For me, he's a 40 million pound player as it currently stands. But that's just my personal opinion. But to come back to the actual signing itself, I do think there's definitely truth with this one. I think with Anthony, Ten Hag quite clearly wants him. He's his number one choice, which is understandable. He's had him at Ajax for a period of time. He knows what he's about. He knows his ceiling and what he's capable of. Obviously, he sees him in training all the time. But for me, it comes down to the player. Does the player want to push the move? That is where it comes down to. If he pushes the move, then I think Ajax will probably sell, because the money we are offering is absolutely ludicrous. For me personally, I would actually allow Anthony and go in from next summer, because I think it's more realistic to sign him next summer with a year less on his contract. Obviously, he'll probably still want the move as well. Another year under his belt, playing week in, week out for Ajax. Hopefully, we'll see a bit of progression in his development, so to speak. But in terms of the money, I just think it's too much. Honestly, I know Ten Hag wants him badly, and I know we should back the manager. It's hard to go against that, but 100 million. I know it's 80 million plus 20 for add-ons, for etc., etc. But 100 million as a package for Anthony is absolutely outrageous. I'm sorry, respectfully, I rate him, but not to that extent. That is just a madness. I just think it puts a stupid amount of pressure on him from the get-go. I don't think he's going to be able to develop as much as you'd like him to at Manchester United, because of course the pressure is different. The league is extremely different to Eredivisie, and it's going to be difficult for him, because he's going to have to come and hit the ground running, because with that kind of press, that you don't get that sort of grace period unless you're an English player, which he isn't, Jack Grealish. So he's not going to get that grace period because he hasn't got an English passport, let's be real. So for me personally, it's going to be a difficult deal for him on a personal level, because obviously he's got a lot of pressure at such a young age. He hasn't really delivered in terms of statistically, which is something what a lot of people banned on about in this day and age. But for me personally, he's a quality player. He's got a very, very high ceiling. For me, I'm excited to see where it goes in terms of just him as a footballer, let alone be at Man United. I just think he's a top talent. He's the kind of player that gets you off your seats. He's the kind of player that you want at your team, because he's got that bit of flair that we are missing. He's got that fearlessness. Yes, he needs to add more goals, but towards the back end of his season, he was starting to get in more goal scoring positions. His finishing was letting him down, which is something very synonymous with the Manchester United team. So he'll fit right in that sense, because our finishing at the moment has been absolutely atrocious from every single one of the players. So in that sense, he'll fit like a glove. But yeah, for me personally, the money's too high. I would personally spread that money out on a centre mid, a right back, and potentially a striker, or even a Gakpo, which is also mentioned here by Conrad. So yeah, that's my thoughts on him. I do want him, but I just think the money would probably be best spent elsewhere this summer, i.e. a Pogba replacement. I think is extremely integral, and I don't think we can overlook that any further, because I am not seeing them two frauds playing week in, week out. But yeah, let's get Gakpo conversation. I've got to be very, very honest. I don't know enough about him. That's the honest truth. I'm not going to be one of those people that pretends that knows everything about these guys, because I don't really. But from what I've heard from people that respect their opinions, he's just another Rashford. Plays on the left wing. He's very similar to where Rashford plays. I'm okay with that for the price that's been quoted, like 35 million, which isn't that bad for someone of Rashford's sort of player profile stylistically, so to speak. I'm okay with that. I know he plays for PSV from what I'm aware of. I feel like I've seen him play a couple of times. But again, it's not something that, you know, I've got a specialty in. You get, but I can't really sit and give you the 4-1-1, so to speak. And from what I've heard, he seems like a decent prospect, but nothing special. But again, if Ten Hag wants him, the 35 million price tag, that doesn't really scare me too much. I think that's a decent price, and it still gives us another 65 million to go and buy a centre mid, which I think for me is absolutely integral. So for me, I would go Gakpo. Although I don't know much about him, and the centre mid over Anthony as it currently stands. But yeah, let's move on to some of the other things that we are talking about in thy chat. Also getting rattled. Look, man, it sounds crazy, but trying to sign Maguire, but Tuchel does have a knack of improving the worst of it. I think Maguire would be a good signing for you. I know that sounds like I really, want you to sign him because it definitely is the reason. But I actually think he'll do well for you guys. Just shout out to Jeff. Thank you as always for the support. I appreciate you. But let's talk about Harry Maguire. Yeah, I love this from Jerry. I know I've already reacted to it. But yeah, let's talk about Harry Maguire very quickly. Yes, so do I think Harry Maguire is going to leave Manchester United? First things first, do I want him to leave? Absolutely. I think that goes without saying. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm not a big fan of Harry Maguire. I mean, I think everyone tells me consistently that I've got an agenda. I mean, maybe I probably have got an agenda, but I've just had enough of him, to be quite frankly honest. The amount of mistakes that this man has made I've just had enough. I've had enough. So fingers crossed that is truth. Shout out to Niall, joining. Big up, my guy. I appreciate you. And obviously, I know you got me on Twitter because I do see your tweets. Thank you, my guy. I appreciate you. Just quickly on Gakpo, I would go for Gakpo then. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I would do personally, Jeff. I think Milinkovic-Savic makes perfect sense. I know we've been linked to him over the years. Pogba is gone now, so I think it would be a great replacement. I thought he had a good season last season from what I saw of him. And also he's a box-to-box. He's got that capability of carrying the ball. He's got that physical presence, etc., and give us good balance. So for me, I would go for Milinkovic-Savic. I don't know if that's even going to happen now. But yeah, coming back to Harry Maguire, do I think it's going to happen? Out of 10, what would I give that out of 10 of likely? So 10 being it's going to happen, 1 being it's not going to happen. I'd probably give it a 4. I obviously Chelsea want to centre back. It's quite clear that they want Fofana, which is understandable. He's a fantastic player. They are bidding 85 million for Fofana. So for me personally, let's just say 40 million for Maguire or 50, whatever it may be. I know that sounds ridiculous to sell him for that much. But for me, I would be over the moon if we got 40 or 50 million for Maguire because I think he's absolutely shocking. However, what I will say is in the back three, he'd actually be pretty decent for Chelsea. I think he's have enough defensive cover, and I think he'd be able to flourish for Chelsea. For me, he would be a good signing for Chelsea, and I know that's probably a cop-out because I've been criticising the hell out of him, but he doesn't suit the way we want to play. We play with a very high line. We play a high press, which leaves him exposed. High line, you need pace. It's as simple as that. You saw with Liverpool the other day against Crystal Palace, they got exposed and behind. They got one injury in centre-back. Not Nico Williams, Phillips, I think his name. Nat Phillips, maybe. Nat Phillips comes in, as he plays the ball in behind, Zaha, gets him to end, scores. And that's the issue with Maguire. He has no recovery pace. And that, you know what? The system just doesn't suit him. It's as simple as that. I'm hoping that it is true to this because for me personally, I can't see a world where Maguire is actually good in the high line. I really can't see it. He hasn't got the pace. I don't think he reads the game well enough. And for me, he lacks major leadership. Maybe if you took the armband off him, it might help him. But in general, he's had enough time alongside Wan-Bissaka, Scott McTominay, etc. These guys have had countless opportunities to show what they're capable of, and they've failed miserably. And at the end of the day, it was our worst defensive display last season. And Maguire is the captain and also the centre back. So for me, he's failed on 2 accounts. Of course, it's not all his fault because there is other people that are, without a shadow of a doubt, culpable. Don't get it twisted. It's not just Maguire's fault. It's a full unit defensively. But as a captain, you have to lead the defense, and you have to organise them better. And he hasn't done that. And on top of that, he's been culpable for a fair few of those goals. So for me, we need to get rid of him. Whether it's true or not, I'll probably give it 4 out of 10 in terms of it being likely to be true, which is pretty high, 40%. I'll take that. For me personally, Chelsea, if you take him off us, I would love you forever. I think it'd be a great signing for you, Tuchel. You're an absolute ledge. I think you'd go down in history, to be quite honest with you, Tuchel, if you were to make that happen. But listen, let's get some of your comments. So obviously now getting a lot of love in the chat. We need to bin the fridge. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get Fofana. I don't think they're going to get Fofana. I've got a feeling that Leicester gonna force him to stay, which is a bit sad for Fofana because obviously he's come back from that major injury, and this is a good opportunity for him to get a really good run at a big team. And I think he'd actually play week in, week out for Chelsea. So I feel for him on a personal level. But from a selfish perspective, i.e. Manchester United perspective, if Fofana doesn't go and their backup is Maguire, then by all means, Fofana stay. Got the homie Red Devil Studio, aka G, in the chat saying Maguire isn't going anywhere. Yeah, bro, I don't think it's likely to happen. Like I just said, 4 out of 10 for me in terms of likelihood. Yeah, I can't really add more to that. But what I will say is if we do keep Maguire, which is probably the most likely outcome, I would really hope the captaincy is taken off him. I just think he'll do him the world of good, not focusing on being a captain of Manchester United. That pressure will be off his shoulders. It might actually help his performances. He can focus on himself rather than focus on the other matters that you need to do as a captain. So for me, take the captaincy off him anyways. He's not a leader. At the end of the day, let him just focus on being a centre-back. Why are we putting more pressure onto him? And I think that needs to happen. And it's up to Ten Hag to make that decision. You can't blame Maguire because at the end of the day, you're not going to say no to the Manchester United captaincy. So I can't knock him for that. But yeah, let's get on to Scott McTominay before we talk about the man that is Casemiro, the pros and cons of signing a 30-year-old from Real Madrid. Scott McTominay, very quickly, he has also been rumored to be on the transfer market. Look, for me personally, if I'm to choose between the two of them, McTominay and Maguire, I think the McTominay one, there's some truth behind it. Only reason I say that is because there are genuine teams that could come in and actually snap him up. You got the Leicester's been into Everton, West Ham, them 3 teams. I could see any of them 3 teams, to be quite frank with you, in particular, Everton. I could see Everton signing McTominay. I'm not going to lie. And for me personally, I would take £1.50 for the guy and a packet of crisps. I'd get that guy off the books. I've had enough of Scott McTominay, more than Maguire. At least Maguire offers something. McTominay is absolutely dire, shocking footballer. Honest to God, one of the shittest footballers I've ever seen at Manchester United. Like I said, Maguire can actually do something. But McTominay is terrible, man. I'm not going to mince my words with this guy. He's so bad. I mean, and I have to hold my hands up. I'm going to hold my hands up because if you've been watching my content for a while, I have said on numerous occasions in the past that I think McTominay would be a good squad player. So if you have been watching me when I've said that, so I do apologize. My hands are held up. I apologize. Please forgive me because I was smoking some good because I was absolutely deluded. There's no way that this guy should be playing for Manchester United, let alone the amount of games he's played and started for Manchester United. It's absolutely ridiculous. The only thing I would say with the McTominay thing is he's a true testament to anyone who has a dream. Do not give up on that dream because if McTominay can make it at Manchester United and play week in, week out for as long as he has, you can do anything in this world. You can do anything in this life. I can assure you that nothing is impossible because this guy has got away with it. And not only has he got away with it, there's people that actually like him. I mean, how is that possible? How? I just don't understand. Honest to God, he's absolutely shambolic. He can't pass. He can't defend. He can't sniff out danger. He can't even out-muscle people to a great extent, given his physique. I mean, the only thing he's good at, he's got a good engine on him. I give him that. His fitness levels, fair play. And he's got a good shot on him. So fair play. He's got that knack of scoring goals. Maybe he should be a striker. I don't know. But I don't even know what he is. I'm assuming he's a box-to-box. But as a player, he's absolutely shocking. Honest to God, his passing range is... It's like League One stand. I don't even think League One players are that bad. Like, respectfully to them, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to League One. Like, he's absolutely shocking. He's a typical English / I know he's Scottish. He's a typical English kind of player in terms of, he'll get stuck in, he'll put in his shift. They love that shit. That's why they haven't won anything, because they don't care about technical bowlers. They care about mans that get stuck in and do X, Y, Z. You got to have everything, mate. You can't just be your passion merchant. You got to be able to play football as well. That's not enough, mate. I could be a passion merchant for Man United. Doesn't mean I'm good enough to play for him. Like, honestly, he's absolutely shit. Like, if I had his fitness, basically, like what I'm trying to say is, if I had his fitness level and obviously his physique, whatever, I could do the exact same job as him because he doesn't do anything. Like, he doesn't sniff out danger. He's not really good at winning the ball back in terms of ground duels, aerial duels, and not really that impressive. He's just shit. Honestly, he doesn't offer anything to the team. He hides away from the ball. He leaves Fred exposed, or whoever's playing with him exposed every single time. And yeah, for me personally, I beg Everton, just come and sign him. Honestly, we'll take you £1.50, packet of crisps, just take him. You've talked Dele Alli, who's also shit. You can take Scott McTominay, man. Just do us a favour. West Ham, David Moyes, you're Scottish, McTominay's Scottish. Bro, come on. Just do it. Just make it happen, bro. But yeah, for me personally, I think Scott McTominay to one of them three teams is realistic. I do actually think there's truth to that speculation, more so than the Maguire. I think the Maguire is just paper talk, to be honest. But I'm obviously latching onto it because I'm hoping for the best. Scott McTominay, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm not going to lie. I think there's actually truth to that, truth to the rumours. I'm not saying it's obviously guaranteed, but I do think there is talks that this guy could be on his way out because my only concern is if it's a loan. I know that doesn't really make sense because at least he's out of the team, but a loan just doesn't do anything for us. He comes back next season. I mean, I don't want the guy to go on a loan. I know we've done a lot of them recently. There's countless players that we've loaned out and then eventually sold like 3 years down the line, but I don't want to loan the guy out because God forbid if Ten Hag gets sacked and a new manager comes in and actually likes him. I just want to get rid of him while we've got the chance. So for me personally, just cut price, get him out of the bloody door, just get him gone, man. I've had enough of this guy. He's absolutely shocking. He's nowhere near the caliber of Manchester United Football Club. For me, he's absolutely shocking. I would take a Bueno and bag of Doritos. I mean, we were robbing them in that case. Watching Mctominay play football is haram. He's so bad. Honest to God, absolutely shocking. But yeah, let's get on to this man here, Casemiro. First things first, Arsenal fan tears. Thanks, mate. I don't. Why are you guys so mad? Why are Arsenal fans so mad that we've signed Casemiro? Just allow it. Like, it's got nothing to do with you whatsoever. Got absolutely nothing to do with you. Nothing. And you guys are fuming. Like, so what if we're happy, firstly? And secondly, why does it bother you that we're happy that we've signed someone of his ill? I mean, whether you think he's better than Partey or not, which is the most deluded opinion I've heard in a while, it's irrelevant because we're happy with the signing. And at the end of the day, he's our player. So you don't need to worry if he's better than Partey or not because he's our player. So, look, at the end of the day, Arsenal fans will always be bitter. They'll always be salty. You worry about Partey and you worry about another man that told your fans to F off. So that's for your midfield. Our midfield is dead, but it's definitely improved. We have signed one of the best DMs in the world. The position that we needed more than anything, and we have signed one of the best. Arguably one of the best DMs of all time. I know that sounds ridiculous, but in terms of the success that he's had with Modric and Kroos as a three, he's arguably part of one of the greatest midfields that we've seen in the modern era. So he's in the conversation. Them three boys against Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta. We know as a three against them three, that's the comparison. There's no other threes involved in that conversation. It's either one of them threes. So for me personally, he's done more than enough to earn his flowers. And for me, what a signing. This is a phenomenal signing for us. Initially, I've got to be honest, I was extremely skeptical. He's 30 years old. The money we've given him, the wages we paid, the money we've given them, I was extremely skeptical. But then I thought about it and I thought, we've currently got Scott McTominay there, and now we've got Casemiro. I mean, the upgrade is absolutely astronomical in terms of night and day. That is the definition of polar opposite. That is the biggest upgrade I've seen in recent times. Name me a bigger upgrade from Scott McTominay in DM to Casemiro. That is absolutely outrageous as an upgrade. That is outrageous. Honest to God, you don't get much better than that. You literally can't get much better than that. Rodri, maybe. I don't know. Like, there's not many better players. Jeff said top two. For me, he's without a doubt top two, top three at push. There's no way you can tell me he's not. The guy's been at Real Madrid doing it. He's just got man of the match in the Super Cup against Frankfurt. Like, why are people acting like he's not just doing bits? He's not washed. He's 30. And just to put into context, he's younger than Kevin De Bruyne. He's younger than Van Dijk. He's younger than Thiago Alcantara, who has been branded one of the best signings in recent Liverpool years. You know, he's the same age as Heung-min Son. He's the same age as XYZ. Like, 30 is the new 20, people. Like, in this sports science era, 30 is not old. Yes, granted, it's a bit too much money, I'm not going to lie. But for what he's going to bring a much-needed steel, aggression, leadership, winning mentality. He's going to bring so much to this team. You've seen Varane's pose. The guy's absolutely buzzing. He's finally got someone who's sat in front of him that's going to actually do his job and screen properly. He can play at our base in a 4-3-3. Granted, Modric and Kroos kind of play a bit deeper than maybe we do. We probably start a bit higher. Potentially tactically, we might need to look at that because we might leave him exposed. But nevertheless, you know, he's a fantastic signing. Make no mistake about it. What a player. Honest to God, what a player. He's younger than Mara as well. Thank you very much, Jeff. Unbelievable signing. Honest to God, genuinely, what a top player. I still can't believe that we've signed him. I've got to be honest, I can't believe it. But what I will say is I did say the same thing about Varane. I did say the same thing about Sancho, and I did say the same thing about Ronaldo. So what I will say is I need to see how he fares in our team with the system and with the players around him. Before I get too carried away, it's important now that we do sign a centre mid next to him that will complement, because midfield is about balance, and he's gone from Cruz to Fred. I know he plays with Fred at an international level, and I know they got a good relationship on and off the pitch. So, okay, that would be a bit more of a smoother transition because he's already aware of how Fred plays and his frailty, shall we say. But yeah, for me personally, we need a centre mid. Like I've already said, I think we need to get Milinkovic-Savic. I think he would be a great addition to the balance of that midfield, and I think he would be the missing piece in the midfield. You know, for me, Milinkovic-Savic, Casemiro, and Eriksen's a good midfield three. I know a lot of people are saying Bruno Fernandez. For me, I don't think Bruno Fernandez is that guy. Especially in the last 18 months, he needs to be challenged. He needs to be questioned. Why is he not performing to the level that he should be? Tielemans is an option, Jeff. I hear that. To be honest, I've never really been happy with Tielemans. I've got to be honest. Not in a bad way. I do think he's a good player. I just don't think he's at the standard. And this goes. I think he'd be a good fit for Arsenal, but for Man United, I just don't know why. I just don't think he'd be a good signing for us. But with Casemiro there as an actual six, potentially he would be able to do a job. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Van de Beek. Is he going to get more opportunities now? And now that we've actually got a six, but we'll have to, wait and see what happens there. But talking about Casemiro, what a signing! Absolutely fantastic signing. Yes, there are cons. The price is too much. He's going to have to play with two shitter, considerably worse midfield partners, and there's no denying that it's a massive drop off. But what we're saying, the positives from what I've seen and the reports, he wants a new challenge. Obviously he's won everything there is to win at Real Madrid. He wants a new challenge, and he's a fighter, man. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. That Cruz and Modric both, describe him as warriors in their opening letters towards him. Farewell letters, so to speak. And for me, that is the thing that we do not have. We do not have that aggression in the middle of the park and somebody with quality who's going to go in and make his presence known. And that's something we've not had for a long time. And I'm so happy that we finally got a DM that's an actual DM, a specialist DM, and one of the best in the world. So for me, I don't really care about the money, to be quite frank with you. I'm absolutely buzzing. I have just got some news that Eric Bailly has... is on his way to Marseille, whether that's factual information or not, but I'm just letting you know because I'm live, and that has come through. Again, I think that's going to happen. Sadly, for me personally, I'm a massive Bailly fan. Yes, I know he's never fit, but I just love him. I just love Bailly so much, man. And I really hope that loan gives him the opportunity to play week in, week out, and he can stay fit. And you never know, we might want to keep him. But I think it's an obligation to buy, I think. So that's a bit worrying. But yeah, for me personally, I'm going to miss Bailly without a shadow of a doubt. It does look like he's on his way to Marseille on loan. A question from Yasin Salami. Sorry, I've definitely said your second name wrong. I do apologize, my brother. Is Ronaldo staying guaranteed already? There's no guarantees with Ronaldo, I'll tell you that right now. It'd be interesting to see what happens now, because Casemiro, of course, and Ronaldo are good friends, as you know, with Varane. And of course, Ronaldo and Varane probably spoke to the guy and said, "Look, come, we need you." So I'm extremely intrigued to see what happens. Ten Hag did say in an interview yesterday with Carragher and Gary Neville basically asked him a pretty blunt question: why are you keeping Ronaldo? He don't want to stay. And Ten Hag basically said that that's not what he's telling us. So we don't know what the truth is. If it is the case that the speculation is lies, then that would be extremely intriguing to see how this one pans out. For me personally, regarding Ronaldo, it's very difficult for us to get rid of him now and replace him. He's a massive player for Manchester United. Let's not make no mistake about it. But I need to see how the season fares with a Ronaldo in the team. I don't know if he's the right person to have at the club at the moment. It's hard to say because Casemiro has changed my perspective of Ronaldo slightly. I mean, I'm a massive Ronaldo fan and I've defended him on numerous occasions. But I do think with the addition of Casemiro, Ronaldo will be looking at that and thinking, at least I've got, Casemiro and Varane behind me. I know Varane was there already, but I think Casemiro is he's that link from defense, obviously, to attack, so to speak, as a DM. And also, he just gives that extra bit of confidence to potentially Ronaldo that we are capable of doing something, because Casemiro is a phenomenal player. I made no mistake about it. So for me, regarding the Ronaldo thing, I've kind of just not really answered it. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, bro. It's hard to really say. You know, he's come out and said in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to speak the truth. There's a lot of lies on my name. So it's hard to believe anything at the moment with Ronaldo, because we don't know what the truth is. Of course, with journalists in general, a lot of it is clickbait. And they know with Ronaldo's name, it's always going to be easy to get clicks, especially if it's a negative press against the guy. So for me, we'll have to wait and see with Ronaldo. I hope he does stay. And he has a chip on his shoulder. If he stays, he has to have a chip on his shoulder, and he has to buy into what Ten Hag's doing. I do not want him to stay and upset the apple cart, because that is not what we need in Ten Hag's first season. He needs to buy into what Ten Hag's trying to do, and hopefully we can have a good season. We'll have to wait and see. If he wants to leave, he can. If he wants to stay, then he needs to come out and say, yeah, I agree with this comment, Jeff. Spot on for me. I think this is the exact right thing, pretty much. If he's still adamant that he wants to leave in the next couple of days, I would probably get rid of him. I know I just said that it's hard to get a replacement, but I just don't want him there if he doesn't want to be there, to be honest. I wouldn't force him to stay. That's just me. I love Ronaldo to bits, but I definitely would not force the guy to stay. At the end of the day, we don't need that for a new manager, man. We need to move past that shit. If you don't want to be there, then bon voyage, I love you, and I'll leave you. Well, listen, I'm just going to wrap it there. Obviously, the transfer show. If you're watching this on repeat, please do get your comments in. Oh, let me just answer this last one from Jeff. But do get your comments in. Obviously, stop a like and subscribe to the channel. Like I said, if you're watching this on repeat, get your comments in the comment section, and I will read them. Thoughts on the protest Monday? What are my thoughts? First things first, I'm happy that it's happening. Let me just get that out there. I'm absolutely elated that the fans are coming together. It does seem like there is somewhat a unity within the fan base for the first time, for a common cause, I think we should say. And that's good to see, man. At the end of the day, we want the fans to be united. It's been very difficult, for many reasons. Everyone's got their own perspective of what's right and what is wrong. But with this thing, everyone is on the same page. Glazers have to go, and I'm all for it, man. I'm all for the protest. I will be at the game. I will be protesting. I'm not decided if I'm going to walk out yet. Time will tell, I guess. I haven't decided. I'm probably going to be an instinctive decision. Not because I don't want to support the protest, but I want to watch the game. I know people are going to kill me for that. But it's Man United, Liverpool, lads. I'm sorry. I know it's not a popular opinion, but it's Man United, Liverpool. I just feel like stay in the stadium and protest, man. I want to watch the game. I want to support the boys. I won 3 points in that game. I hate Liverpool so much, man. Why did we always do against Liverpool and give them 3 wins? I don't get it. I understand it's a big televised game, but bloody, I do against Chelsea or bloody Man City, the teams I don't care about. But Liverpool, I've got pure hatred for that club, so I really want to win that game. But yeah, look, regarding protest, I'll be there at 7 p.m. UK time, and I will be protesting with fellow Manchester United fans to hopefully get the Glazers out. That is the main thing. And hopefully we make enough noise to potentially stop the game even. That would be even better, to be honest. If we could stop the game and get Casemiro ready for the game wherever it happens, that would be fantastic. That would be the win-win situation for me. I'm happily go there and stop the game and not have to walk out. I'd probably prefer that, because I'd actually get to watch the game at some point. But yeah, for me personally, I'm all for the protest. I think it's a fantastic. Hopefully, it's a consistent thing. That's my only qualm with the protest. One-off protest, I don't know if that's going to make enough of an impact. I think it needs to be more consistent protest. I know that's extremely difficult, but I think every home game from now to the end of the season, I know it's the start of the season, but from now into the end of the season should be a necessity. Every single home game, Glazers out protest, without a shadow of a doubt. If we want them out, we need to get them out basically now, because it does seem like a lot of people have said, it seems like a now or never moment. They are trying their best to, keep hold of the club, by selling shares here and there, part shares, whatever it may be, the financial lever, which I don't know too much about, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but from what I'm aware of, they're looking to basically sell some of the shares of the club, the TV rights, to get like 200 million or something, or whatever it is, which again isn't a positive sign. And why they're doing that, that's just put us into a similar scenario to Barcelona. We do not want to go down that route. You've already mugged us off and bought us on a debt. Please do not flip and make the club worse. And I think that stuff like that, we can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but this notion that they're trying to get that lever done so they can extend the stadium or do X, Y, Z to stay, it's absolute BS, man. I'm not buying it. I will never buy it. The fact that they've left us in such a situation where the stadium needs so much work done, the facilities within the academy need so much. We're so far behind in terms of structure, in terms of, you know, director of football, etc., etc., people in the right places. I mean, it's a long list of shit show, to be honest. So yeah, to answer your question in a roundabout way, the protests are a phenomenal thing. Hopefully it's consistent, and it's not just a one-off game. But yeah, let's get Yasin's last comment. I'm actually so surprised by Casemiro signing. Ronaldo simply tried every way to join a UCL club. Meanwhile, Casemiro already had a comfortable seat in Real Madrid, but somehow chose to leave for you. I don't understand it, honestly, Yasin. I've got to be honest. I'm still pinching myself that we signed someone of his ilk, given the current situation we are in. And he said he's coming for a challenge. And that's what I love to see. A fighting talk from a flipping warrior of a DM. I'm absolutely buzzing with Casemiro. I don't care what any rival says. You can keep your DMs. I don't give two shits. Casemiro is a Manchester United player. Come on, boys. Slap a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on Monday, potentially, if not on Tuesday, with potentially a vlog of whatever happens on Monday. See what happens, really. If not, we will be back with the Tuesday show, which of course is a Rival Fan Podcast, your guys' favorite, and then back on Thursday, Wednesday, wherever. But listen, I'm gonna be making more frequent content, so please do subscribe to the channel, support your boy. Feel free to follow me on my socials, Usman Talks United. And just check me out on Twitter, really, because that's where I'm most active. I don't know what your name is, so I do apologize, but you said overrated. Again, I don't care what rival fans say about Casemiro. If you don't rate him, that's completely fine. I, for one, as a Manchester United fan, I'm absolutely overjoyed that he's our player. Apart from that, I'm going to love you and leave you. Man U fans always overrated. They're shy. Yes, boy, I love that. Keep crying. I do not care. Not overrating Casemiro at all. 5 Champions League speaks for itself. The guy is a proven DM. He's a proven world-class DM. It's not about overrating, mate. You can say I overrate Sancho, Rashford, Martial, but you can't say I overrate Casemiro because the guy has been there, done that, got the t-shirt. He speaks for himself. But anyways, on that note,